Hello and welcome to Danny Design Studio. I'm Danny and this is Class in a Box, the first one of 2022. And this is what we're going to be making. This is a note card holder. You've got a bigger one, like a book style, and there's a smaller one. And I'm going to be demonstrating how to make the bigger one. If you do want the tutorial for this one, please drop me a line, get in contact with me and let me know. They're using the beautiful pansy papers. This smaller one has a belly band on it, and it opens like this, 2 boxes, and inside is the little 3 by 3 inch or 5 by 5 centimetre little note cards. These are the envelopes, but they don't come with the note cards. You just have to make a little card to go with it, and it would be very simple using the papers. So that's that one, and then I'm just going to show you the next one, which is this one. This opens with a ribbon tied around it, so exactly the same way, and it holds 6 note cards. These are just thank you ones. We sell these. They're 20 cards with the envelopes. They all come in one pack and very reasonably priced. This holds 6. You could possibly put in more, but I don't want to sort of squash them too much, and I kept them fairly simple. This flap just comes down, closes like a book, and it's really quite a nice little present really for somebody. So let's get started and let's get making it. Right, so the first thing to do is I've got a little tutorial here, so I can send you the link for that if you want it. But the first thing to do is to cut all your measurements. So what I have done, if I just show you quickly here, I'm going to make these 2 inner boxes first. Okay, so these measure 16.5 square, that's centimetres, or 6.5 by 6.5. So then the next thing we need to do, and do it both in the same way, we need to score, because we basically want to make those boxes. So I've got my measurements here. Right, so the inner boxes score at 1 centimetre, 3 centimetres, or 1/2 and 1 inch. So 1 centimetre, and just on 3 sides, so 1 and 3, and then turn it around, do it this way, 1, and this is in centimetres, but I have converted it this time to inches as well. I'm going to try and attempt to remember to tell you what the inches are whenever I do something new for me, but I thought there's a lot of people that actually work in inches, and often people say to me, could you just please tell me the measurements in inches? So I thought for 2022 I'm going to try and do that. So as you can see, if you can see, it's only on three sides, because that is the box going that way. There's an open top for the moment. So burnish all the sides really well to make your box. and then after that we're going to cut. It's actually really quite straightforward, this box. Sort of initially looks complicated, but I think it's not too bad, and I've designed it especially so there was a person in the group that I've got, my craft group, who asked me, sent me a little picture of a note card holder, and it wasn't this one. I thought, well, that's a good idea, I'm going to design my own. So these measurements are based on the actual note card holders that Stampin' Up sell, and I thought it would be a great idea to do that. So what I'm doing here is, let me just cut this bit, concentrate, so you can see I just need these two little tabs here, because the box, you're going to make the box two flaps, and these are going to go like that. Okay, I'm going to glue that down in a minute, but I'm just going to cut all of this. So I do monthly virtual classes, and if you're ever interested in doing one of those, and I do a video and a PDF for it as well, so let me know if you would like to do it. I started this in 2020, May 2020, when the whole of the world was getting locked down due to the pandemic, and I've been doing it ever since. So just going to glue these two little tabs here, and I am using liquid glue for the moment, partly because it takes a few seconds, but it is strong. Let's just wipe that away. A few seconds holding it, and this one, and then what you want to do is glue everywhere now, is hold that down here and here. So it's a bit tricky, this bit, because obviously I found that sometimes the glue I've used, the dry glues, they sometimes just, if I don't hold it there for long enough, just sort of pops open, and you want to get this part right. So there we go, there's one. You need it straight, that's the thing. You've got a little bit of time. If that is not straight, it's crooked, it will go crooked on your final, in your final box. So that looks straight. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time and effort, and slightly messy, but worth it. And you can easily fast forward if I haven't done so already. I'm going to get glue everywhere now. here. So this bit is important. You want to get this as straight as possible, because if you get it crooked, then you've spoiled the box really, because it's going to look crooked in the main frame. There we go. So that's why sometimes it's worth spending some time burnishing really well and just holding this down. I'm not very good with the dry glues. You have to just go for it, and it's got to be straight, hasn't it? Straight away. Whereas here you've got that little bit of room to wiggle around just in case you haven't got it straight. And this is an important sort of bit. So let me just clean my hands. I've got glue everywhere. Thankfully I've got some wipes. Right, so put that to one side. So then we're going to do the tops. So you then want 10.4 centimeters by 10 or 4 inches by 4 inches. So this looks like a square, but you want a little bit of, see if it goes that way, that's the 10, it just about fits. But you just want to shear off it. If you're measuring 4 inches by 4 inches, shear off a slight little slither in order to get it nice and neatly into your box. So let's measure, that's 10 and that's the 10.4. So that's the 10.4. So then you need to score. Let's put my glue on. 10.4. So to make the lids, so the wide part at the top, and that's 10.4. So I'm then going to score at 3, 5 and 10 centimeters, or 1 inch, 2 inches and 4 inches. So 3, just scoring, 3, 5 and 10 centimeters. So that's that one, and then just making sure that's the same. So 3, 5, and that's it, 3 and 5 basically. So put that to one side, and then you want to, with the 5 centimeter part, you just want to use a corner rounder, which has disappeared off my desk. There we go. So the corner rounder on the 5 centimeter or 2 inch bit. Get rid of this rubbish and then burnish that. And we're going to put all of our DSP on before we put these boxes together. So you've got something that looks like that. That's going to go in there, and that's going to go like that. Okay, so I have got some DSP measuring 10 by 13 centimeters or 4 inches by 5, and that's 2 lots of that. They're going to go on there like that, and then the other side of that is the sort of check, and that's 4 by 4, 4.5 by 10, and it's 2 of these, and then in inches that's 1.5, 1.5 by 4, 1.5 by 4 inches. So that's going to go like that, but you need the corner rounder on here as well. So there we go, and then the last little strip is 1.5 by 10 centimeters or 1/2 inch by 4 inches, and that is going to go on there like that. So it's just gluing it all down now. Hope I'm still in shot, probably coming off camera view. And that one. Let me stand up and see if, oh, I'm still in view, just about. It's easier to get this all done before you put it into a box. So that is going to tuck in. Right, so the other thing is, if you've got a directional paper, to just make sure that it's going in the right direction. So downwards as such. And again, I'm using the wet glue because I'm not very good at being very accurate straight off. Certain things I can do, but not, I don't feel I can do this. Okay. Right, there we go. So those done. We're going to just put that to one side for the moment, because we're going to make the outer frame, this bit. Okay, so you then need a thick piece of white card that measures 26.5 by 14.5, or that's 10 inches by 5.5. And then comes the scoring. So with a wide part at the top, score at 11 centimeters and 15.5, or 4 and 6. So 11 centimeters. So you're just scoring 15.5, or that's 4 and 6. So that's it. Just 2 scores, 2 score lines, and then burnish that, and that's side. So it's going to open up like that. So first of all, we're going to decorate this bit. So that's the papers I've already pre-cut. So two of these, so 10.5 by 14 or 4 inches by 5.5, and then the spine is 14 by 4 or 5.5 inches by 1.5. Now, depends on, I quite like the check for the outside. I think that's quite nice. I'm going to put that on, but before I do that, I need the ribbon. So the ribbon, I'm just going to sort of position in place with a bit of tear and tape, sort of in the middle. Like that. And then glue that down. And it leaves you with a slight border. So leave the spine bit for the moment. I'm just going to make sure that I've got my ribbon at the same height, and there, I'm going to put it there. But it would help if I had my tear and tape ready. So let's do that again. Pop that there, making sure that it's not right at the end, because you're going to see that. That's it. I'm happy with that, and the rest can just go on. I do love this soft succulent. I think it's just such a lovely colour. It goes really well with evening evergreen. Right, so that bit, just a little bit of contrast with the spine to make it a bit more interesting. Make sure that's glued down. So I might as well do the front at the same time. So this is my front. I'm going to put little scalloped edge on here, and with the papers, the gorgeous papers, where are they? As you can see, I've already delved into it. So I've cut out already 2 pansies, because you've got these lovely pansies here, and I've cut out 2 of those and cut out some leaves from this little piece of paper. So before I stick that all together, just going to get the stamp set, and one of these lovely sentiments from Pansy Patch. I quite like that sentiment this time. So not that one. Wishing you a little extra happiness. we go. So need a block. It's too big. Right, and then I was going to use Evening Evergreen. And I'm stamping it to one side because I want my pansies to go there. There we go. So that is going to be stuck onto here. These are the scalloped circles that come in plain circles and a whole load of scalloped ones. So just then going to arrange that like that. Oops. Tuck my little leaf. I don't know where the other one's gone, so I'll have to do that at some point, but I'd like to raise this up on some dimensionals. So have a nice lot of dimensionals because you don't want it to come off. And that is your outside done. There we go. So the next fiddly little bit is to get your boxes in here. So these are my tops, and what you want to do when you get your boxes, you want to put that edge as close to that edge as possible, only so that it fits nicely together like that and closes well. So this edge and that edge needs to go quite near to that score line, and again I'm going to use the wet glue. Tear and tape works really well with this, I think, as well. I'm going to have to stand up. So it'd be really hard to get this done straight away if you had tear and tape. Even though tear and tape is really strong, you need to have a little bit of room to just wiggle it into position until you're happy. So you can see I've got it right next to that line, and you're happy with it, and then you can see that is going to go in there and on there. So remember that comes right to the top. It's all a little bit fiddly. You want this to come to the top part of the green edge of the card, because it's going to go like that. So maybe the best thing to do is to have a look at that edge and that edge, and then line it up with the green. So it will come down like that. And the same with the other side. It's a stand-up job, this. So again, try and get it all level so it's all straight at the top and the bottom. This needs to be sort of flush against there. And once you're happy, you can use your bone folder. There we go. And this flap now. Poke it in there, make sure it's sort of in the middle. Go there. See, that's still a bit not in enough, but I'm on camera, so you'll have to forgive me. I would have said that that could go closer together, and that's why you've got a tiny bit of a gap here, but that's probably, I could do it better if I wasn't on camera, but there we go, you get the picture, and I'm sure yours will be a lot better than mine. But there we go. So it's coming together. So now the last bit to do is your little note cards, decorate them. Now you want your note cards just to be fairly simple, really. I'm not going to do all of them. Out of your papers, you would just choose something that coordinates with your box and how you decorated it. So I was just going to use this, and this measures 12 by 8 centimeters or 4.5 by 3. And then you've got a little strip here, 3 centimeters strip taken from that measurement there. So 8 centimeters by 3 or 3 by 1 inches. So then you would just glue this down. They're very simple, and I'm only going to make one card for you because they're actually all the same card. So there we go. And then that is going to go across like that. And that's just the other side of the paper. Because you only just want a thank you note, so you've got these, and this is from the oval punch, the double oval punch I think it's called. You get a scalloped, trying not to get the reflection, that scalloped bit and a plain bit. So I'm just going to put on here a little thank you, if I can find the stamp set. So it's got a little thank you here. There we go. Get my block, and again that is in Evening Evergreen. I love the font on here, just very nice. And you just want these to be sort of fairly flat. You don't want too much dimension on there, because otherwise it just becomes too thick in the box. There we go. Just going to pop that on there. So I would just put it flat down. And then I would make, you could put it on here if you wanted to, and then I would just make 6 of the same, and I had chopped all that out. And as I said earlier, you get the envelope to go with it. Goes in here like that. Once you've got all your 6 in there, you can tie it up. And adjust the ribbon. So cut the ribbon. And there we go. There you have it. So these are these lovely little note card holders, and I think they make a great present for somebody, or just for you to use and store your craft things and cards in a nice way. So thank you very much for joining me. If you ever want to do a virtual class, I do it on a monthly basis, just get in touch. Until next time, happy stamping, crafters. If you like this video, please click the like button below, and please subscribe and select the bell icon to all to receive notifications of when I upload. Thank you.